Upstairs, Nia coming in, but will take the hit. Eruption on the generator as well. Eruption and Call of Ride. Nia does take a hit through the wall. So I don't know if and the dissolution value! These survivors. Deliverance from Claudette. Sprint bursting to the hot.
It's the same with these masks in the one event. She didn't get a mask either.
No!
Like,
oh, the ground!
Yeah, oh, that was live. Look at this thing.
They're trying.
Pokey, nerf Nancy, man.
She's gonna get hacked, maybe.
Oh my goodness, she might just get hacked potentially. I think she does. Holy cow! I cannot believe.
They do get the spirit reset and they get the down.
yes, the survivors leaving the trial, and there's going to be the teleport with the Anna. She's right here, but Nia needs to go.
All right, and we are back for another round of Champions of the Fog. We are here today for round 4 of season 6, this time with Divine Dead versus Cynic. We're going into set number 1, trial number 1, with Divine Dead on the Plague against Cynic's Survivor team on the Suffocation Pit. With that being said, we are going to be jumping right on in, and we already saw a corrupt intervention blocking 3 generators with entity blockers, and we see the Plague going to be rotating around, vomiting on all the gens that they can to hopefully get a Survivor infected in the early game. With that being said, we'll have to wait and see if they are able to find a survivor early enough. I mean, realistically speaking, at this moment in time, though we don't see it as often as we used to, stealthing out seems to be the play. However, we just saw Survivor on the right-hand side and scratch marks to boot on the left. The Plague has found, I believe that is the Quentin, and will end up being the first chase here. Quentin using the fountain to block the Plague's vomit, though they are in a bit of an unfortunate position, as we will see our first infection of this match. Looks like the Plague, content with that, will end up dodging that chase, instead going to another generator and reinfecting all the while. There is a question to be asked whether or not the Survivor should cleanse early, especially as the Plague looks to intend to utilize the entirety of their corrupt intervention to slow things down, infect the Survivor, get them broken, make their next chase that much easier. We'll have to wait and see what that looks like in the grand scheme of things, as Quentin now fully broken and a Survivor, the Quentin in fact, trying to progress this gen in the middle jungle gym. That being said, we are looking around. Looks like Quentin making their way over towards the shack and will in fact get to shack with time to spare, as we see a little bit of mind game in play, but no dice, as the Plague will not be able to catch up to the Quentin. A bit of a vault here, but no bamboozle to back them up, as Quentin will continue to run the shack, and looks like they will not fake the window here, and Plague having to make a decision now that corrupt intervention is over, and they will in fact drop the chase on Quentin. Mind you, the gen in the middle was the most progressed, though was infected, so survivors have not touched it since, and looks like majority of these gens have not been touched, as survivors kind of trying to wait out the infection here, as we will see a slam there by the Nia, though they will not get all too much distance, as the Plague will get them infected. Plague trying to go for a bit of a mind game there, but we see a play of your food coming in, allowing the Plague some more speed there. I believe 4% per stack, so potentially allowing them to finish another chase just a little bit more early. Infection tried to infect that gen there. However, we did not see the contagious score event. That might be huge for the Plague here, as they will not be able to know that a survivor has or has not touched that gen. Another chase there for the Nia, potentially not knowing that play with your food is in play, as we see them once again in chase, dropping chase as Colubrine activates off in the distance. Also want to note that the survivors are keenly aware of the existence of Thanatophobia. Colubrine's noise notifications going off back to back to back. That was multiple survivors on that one gen, no doubt in my mind. The question is, who might it have been? And it looks to be the Leon cosplaying as Felix, in fact. And looks like Play for Food going to allow the play to catch up without any issue and get the down to boot. Honestly, seeing Play for Food on Plague, really cool. Haven't seen it all too often this season, but we're seeing it enough right now to where the Plague is going to be getting some value, to say the least. And it looks like they are wanting to hook immediately next to this active generator, and for good reason, as Colubrine will be able to regress the gen at 200% per second and give some information on top of which. Mind you, these generators also being slowed down by 6% from Thanatophobia. If they are able to infect and or injure the Claudette, the additional 20% will be applied to that as well. So we'll have to wait and see what that looks like, as we do see the first gen popping off in favor of Cynic. That being said, we actually see the Nia here trying to get the stun there. We will in fact see the grab though, as they are unable to get any distance from that pallet as they attempt to dodge the Corrupt Purge. Plague now in a really strong position with the Corrupt Purge in hand. 2 hooks here on main side. Honestly, things looking a little bit grim for Cynic, where before they were looking pretty strong, especially as the Leon here about to progress to second stage. Want to call him Felix as they're using that cosmetic, but they are in fact not. And Plague just taking a quick peek in main to make sure no one was able to get the unhook in time. And sure enough, there's the Claudette, exactly who they wanted to find. A vomit over the top, but unable to connect. Though the hit through the water tower will apply the 4th stack of Thanatophobia, now make it extremely unsafe for these survivors to go for these unhooks, whether it be on the Leon or on the Nia here. Looks like Claudette did end up getting a pretty quick heal, however, potentially a inner healing would be my only thought, and or a decent medkit. Sure enough, there's the medkit in hand, though Plague wanting to ensure that they get the kill here on the Leon will be sticking on by. The only healthy survivor once again is in fact that Claudette, and I get a feeling that they're going to need more than one survivor to come in here for the unhook. So unless we see a cleanse and see one soon, things are looking grim, as Leon will be sent back to the campfire via the entity, leaving 3 survivors in the match to contend against this Plague in an attempt to complete 3 more generators. Sorry, 2 more generators, as these survivors wasted no time completing another one. Do want to note though that as far as gen split is concerned, it is a 1-3 split, so Plague does have a decent 3 gen available to them, and if they are able to catch survivors out on that side of the map, going to be difficult for them to break in and get an unhook to boot. However, Nia and what looks to be Quentin here on the hill, as they will be dropping down for a bounce landing, gaining a little bit of extra distance. Mind you, Shack Bout's still up, and we do see the Nia here as well, trying to change between the two, and they will catch the Quentin out with that mind game as they get the Play for Food stack immediately on the hit. A bit of an unfortunate waste there, but in grand scheme of things looking up for Divine Dead's Plague, as they will end up with another hook here on the Quentin all the while. So really well done here by this team. And that there will be Leon. Just realized that was not scoring. Apologies about that. Forgot that I was the one scoring for myself. So appreciate you to the enforcers who saw that score was not updating and are doing so now. And I'll be able to take care of this thereafter. With that being said, we do see another Play for Food stack here on the Nia. And looks like they are going to continue chase here, trying to wait for the player food to end, but no, not going to get the other stack. Instead, going to be getting the down here, leaving the Claudette, the only healthy one left in this realm. The question is, will they try and complete a generator, or will they instead go for the unhook? Only time will tell here. That being said, we hear the gen back here, not a lot of progression, and there's the Claudette out in the distance. And I think that there will spell the end for this match. Plague just walking it in, no hesitation here. Though, mind you, they could potentially go for the pickup here if they're able to get to the down survivor fast enough. Mind you, though, it would, in fact, infect the Claudette, allowing the Plague a potential easy down here, as they'll do just that here in the jungle gym. Mind you, we do see Quinton progress the second stage, and looks like they only have about 30 seconds left on the hook until they're sent back to the campfire via the entity. Plague determined to get the full infection and break on the Claudette. However, the Claudette doing their best to hold things nice and steady as they walk time and time again to extend the infection. However, Claudette going to another jungle gym and will dodge the hit there at the pallet. I'm sure if they dropped it, they may have gotten hit through the pokos, but there's the down on the Claudette. Quinton sent back to the campfire via the entity, and looks like this will result in a 4K for the Plague and Divine Dead, as Claudette will be hooked for the first time here. And looking around, trying to find where this Ada may have gone. Sorry, not Ada, Nia may have gone, as they are still left on the ground underneath the pallet, it would seem. And looks like they will be put on the hook for the final time, as Divine Dead will secure the 4K against Cynic's Survivor team. So really well played there, all things considered, as honestly things were looking a little bit grim for the Plague at the start, but turning things around with that double down and hook and progression for Leon to death. So with that being said, GG, well played to both teams, and a very strong start here in set number 1, trial number 1 for Divine Dead. We are going to be moving to trial number 2, where we are going to be seeing Cynic piloting the Plague against Divine Dead's Survivor team. With that being said, we are going to get that lobby set up. Before we do want to remind everyone here today that you, yes, you the viewers, are our sponsors. So all the ads that you watch, all the bits that I tip, all the subs that I buy, and of course all the Rogue Energy by using the code COTF goes supporting Champs of Fog and the prize pools for Group A and Group B. On top of which, we do have some new assets that we're showing off today with our match summary that you can see on the Be Right Back screen. If you guys haven't already, definitely let us know what you think of it. Our head of production or content creation, sorry once again Sarah, as I'm blanking out on your official title that we gave you. Our head of graphics, there we go. You know, we have our head producer Rue, our head of graphics Sarah, and our co-commission Selby, and of course myself as the commissioner Guildspire. But our head of graphics Sarah did create them, so if you guys have a chance, definitely let us know what you think in chat, and thanks Sarah for all the work that they do. But with that being said, we're gonna be back in just a little bit.